Hi everyone, it's Nicole, and I have another layout using the Scraptastic February kit, and I'm showing you some of the products I might be using. I took out some stamp set, I took out some old thickers, and again I took out some Daisy D rub-ons, and that come in a little disc container that you just rub it on your page, and it's like a rub-on. And again, or I don't know if it's again, or I'm doing my voiceovers so far in advance that I don't know which one I just did. I think I'm going to have like 6 voiceover ahead, so which is awesome. And as part of my February challenge is to use older products and also tools, and and I bought this sewing machine. I mean, it's not old, but I've had it for over a year and I've barely used it. So my goal this month is to use my sewing machine and older products. So I took 2 older products for this page. I took some old thickers and old buttons that I've had in my stash for like 3 years, and those Daisy D things. So 3 things that I'm going to use that are older products on this layout, plus all the embellishments that came in the Scraptastic kit. And what it's doing, it's forcing me to think of my stash as a different way, because they gave us so many embellishments with these kits that I don't feel like I need to dig through my embellishment packs because I have so much. So now it's getting me to think outside of the box, like what else could I use that is older from my stash onto these layouts. Now, what I did was I put 2 different colors of threads, and that's another thing. Like a year ago, it was taking me like 20 minutes to thread my sewing machine. Now it's like lickety split, because what I'm doing is I'm using more than one color usually per layout, so I have to change it out, quite often. And so on this layout, I used a thicker navy thread and a yellow thread, and I absolutely love that navy thread. It's so nice and thick. I did go to my fabric store, and there's not that many colors in the thicker threads, so I guess I'm just gonna have to live with the not so thick thread, but that's okay. I still love the different colors, and I've written down all the colors that I have, and I might get a few more shades of certain colors, because I'm noticing when I get to that, that I wish I had other colors. And this is a picture of my son when he was little. Whenever he was outdoors, if I want to find him, I just look up a tree, because we live out in the country and our property is just outlined with trees. So he'd be climbed up one of the trees. So I have so many pictures of him up in a tree. And I didn't have to look too far. I just had to look up in a tree and I would find him. So now I'm going to cut down some pattern papers, and a lot of them are from the Echo Park. And at the beginning of the video, I kind of showed the manufacturer of the pattern papers, because I never remember. So I just show it up close. So all you have to do is look at the beginning and you'll see the manufacturer. And then one of the stamp set this month had a hexagon pattern with stars in it, and I thought it's such a cute little pattern. And if you line it up, you can put 2 side by side and the pattern continues, or even above or beneath, which I'm going to end up doing one more here so that it goes underneath, and it connects together, and it's awesome. You could actually do like a whole border, which I probably will end up doing before I stop using this kit. Now, I think I glue down the pattern paper fairly quickly, because I know the layout of them. But before I do, I'm going to take my distress ink from Tim Holtz, and it's black soot. And the tool, also from Tim Holtz Ranger. And I'm going to just put some black soot ink on the edges of all the pattern papers. And I don't know if it's going to be at this point, but I'm going to take out that Daisy D rub-on tool, and I'm going to put a stitch around all the pattern papers. And I already know what my title is going to be, so if I don't know what my title is going to be, I kind of work on the layout, and as I'm working on the layout, I kind of get a feel for the layout, and usually that's when the title will come to me. It's like, oh, because that sentence or that quote keeps coming into my head. But if I know right at the beginning of the layout exactly what my title is going to be, I usually spell it out. And then while I'm doing that, then I'm thinking of the other stuff that I could do for this layout. So I'm going to use some thickers, some October Afternoon sticky keys, and then the New Daily Flash also. And there's a lot of them have 2 fonts that are in the same kit. And while I'm doing that, this is the 4th layout using this kit, and it took me 45 minutes. And tomorrow we have and this is where I'm going to use the roll-on rub-ons. And it's sort of like a stitch look. Tomorrow, or all weekend, my son has a hockey tournament. So as soon as I'm going to do 2 voiceovers, and as soon as I do that, I'm going to do a spaghetti sauce, and we're going to have spaghetti tonight, so he has that extra energy for the tournament tomorrow. But before I do that, I'm going to do 2 voiceovers. And then once I'm done that, I'm going to be starting the 8th layout using this kit. So this kit is coming along really well, and I have 5 days off starting yesterday. So I still have 4 days off, and this morning I was up at 4:30 because it takes me a couple of days to get my body back in its routine. So I was up at 4:30, so I thought, might as well do a layout. So I got a layout done this morning, and then I went to bed at 7:30 and slept till 11:30. So it takes me a few days to get my body back in order, but I just go with it. And if I have to do a layout at 4:30 in the morning, that's fine. And then I just sleep whenever I can sleep in until my body's back in its groove. And again, I'm going to use that washi tape that we got in a Studio Calco kit a few months ago, and I love that washi tape. And there was a wood veneer that came in this month's kit, Scraptastic kit, and I guess the washi tape came in a Studio Calco kit, and this is a Scraptastic kit. This is going to take me a while to get used to it, because I was a Studio Calco member for 14 months. And I just colored the wood veneer with some butter bar ink. Now there was some little frames that came from an October Afternoon sheet it was all frames and stuff. And I'm going to cut it in half. And then some older products that I did use was buttons that came from a Bull Bunny collection from probably 3 or 4 years ago. And one of the buttons was white, and it's a little heart. So I'm just going to use my Copic marker, and I'm going to color it in yellow. I'm going to put quite a fair bit of adhesive on that wood veneer just to make sure that it sticks down. And I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put that button. I'm going to end up putting it on that frame. And I love using those frames by cutting them in half and splitting them on the layout. I don't think I've ever used, I don't recall using it as a whole behind a photo or anything like that, or in front of a photo. I love using it as an accent to decorate the page. And then I'm going to use a little flag that came in this month's kit in one of the die cut packages. I'm going to put that at the top of the layout. I'm going to add some enamel dots in two colors, yellow and a navy-ish. And this is a little container I got at the dollar store. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. And then I also got a bigger one for what I do is as I gather a layout, I put it on my desk, but then when I want to scrap with it, it's all messy. So now I have a bigger container. It's like 8.5 by 11, and I put all the embellishments in that, and then I just put everything in there, and then I dig through it as I'm doing the page. And then I got another one. It's sort of a square one, and it's taller, and I've put some thickers in there because my thickers are overflowing, so I needed another container to put them in. I'm going to ball up some twine and I'm going to put it in the 3 areas, and then I'm going to add some Mr. Huey to the whole thing in a couple of colors, in a navy and a yellow. And then I'm going to show you a few close-ups, and I've started adding pictures to a different areas. So you can go to 2 Peas in a Bucket, Scraptastic Facebook if you're a Scraptastic member, but also on their blog, a cherry on top, Pinterest, and also I start taking photos with my phone so that I can upload to Instagram. So I already have Instagram, and I think my YouTube automatically uploads to Twitter. So wow. It does take a little longer to get all this done, but you know, for the amount of time, it's worth it. So now all I need to do is get working on a blog, right? And also my Facebook group. And thanks for watching. Bye.